Now, we discuss the topic for fertilization and pregnancy.
现在我们讨论主题4受精和怀孕。
Fertilization is the fusion of a sperm with an ovum to form a zygote. In the female reproductive system.
受精是发生在女性生殖系统中，在此精子与卵子融合并形成合子的过程。
When an ovum is fertilized, the female is said to be pregnant, and menstruation stop until the pregnancy is over.
在卵子受精后，该女性被认为是怀孕了，此时月经将停止直到怀孕结束。
Fertilization usually occurs in the fallopian tube.
受精通常发生在输卵管中。
The following are the 3 stages of fertilization.
以下是受精的3个阶段。
The first stage is semen deposition.
第一阶段是精液的注入。
During sexual intercourse, semen that contains millions of sperms are deposited from the male penis into the female vagina.
包含数百万精子的精液从雄性阴茎注入到雌性阴道中。
The second stage is chemotaxis.
第二阶段是趋化性。
The tail of sperm enable it swim to the uterus via the cervix.
精子的尾巴使它可以通过子宫颈游到子宫。
Sperm swim up to the fallopian tube.
精子游到输卵管。
The third stage is fusion of gametes.
第3阶段是配子的融合。
If the mature ovum is present in the fallopian tube, the sperm will surround the ovum.
如果输卵管中存在成熟的卵子，则精子将围绕卵子。
Only the head of one sperm will penetrate the membrane of ovum, and the tail left outside of the ovum.
只有一个精子的头部会穿透卵子的膜，而尾部则留在卵子的外面。
The nucleus of the sperm will fuse with the nucleus of the ovum to form a zygote.
精子的核将与卵子的核融合并形成核子。
These are the 3 steps of fertilization to form the zygote.
这是形成卵子受精的3个阶段。
After fertilization, the zygote will undergo division to form an embryo. The embryo will attach itself onto the lining of the uterus. This is called implantation.
受精后，核子将分裂形成胚胎，胚胎将自身附着在子宫壁上，这就是所谓的植入 Implantation.
In general, there are 3 stages to complete embryo implantation.
一般来说，完成胚胎植入需要3个阶段。
The first stage is the transportation of the zygote.
第一阶段是核子的输送。
After fertilization, zygote will move along the fallopian tube towards the uterus.
受精后，核子将沿着输卵管移向子宫。
The second stage is formation of embryo.
第2阶段是胚胎的形成。
On the journey towards uterus, the zygote will continue to divide, and finally become a ball of cells, embryo.
在走向子宫的过程中，核子将继续分裂，最终变成了细胞球胚胎。
The last stage is implantation of embryo.
最后阶段，胚胎植入。
When the embryo reaches the uterus, it implants itself onto the uterine lining, where it develops into a fetus over the next 9 months. Implantation usually occurs about 7 days after the fertilization.
当胚胎到达子宫时，它将自身植入子宫内膜。在接下来的9个月中，它会发育成胎儿。植入通常发生在受精后约7天。
This is the 3 stages to complete the embryo implantation.
这是完成胚胎植入的3个阶段。
After implantation to the uterus, the embryo develops into a fetus.
植入子宫后，胚胎发育成胎儿。
In the uterus, the fetus further develops, and eventually ready to be born as a baby.
胎儿在子宫中进一步发育，并最终准备作为婴儿出生。
The time between fertilization and birth of a baby is called gestation period. This is a period of 9 months, or 38 to 40 weeks.
受精与婴儿出生之间的时间称为妊娠期，这是9个月或38至40周的时间。
In conclusion, the flow of the development of a zygote to a fetus is as following.
总言之，核子发育成胎儿的过程如下。
The first is fertilization. This is the fusion process of male and female gametes.
第一个是受精，这是雌雄配子的融合过程。
After fertilization is the formation of zygote.
受精后是核子的形成。
Then the division of zygote occurs, at which the zygote divides into 2 cells. 2 cells divide further into 4 cells. 4 cells divide furthermore into 8 cells.
然后发生核子分裂，在此受精卵分裂为2个细胞，2个细胞进一步分裂为4个细胞，4个细胞更进一步分裂为8个细胞。
And the division continues, and finally form a ball of cells. This is an embryo. At this moment, the formation of embryo completed.
然后分裂继续，最后形成一个细胞球，这是一个胚胎。至此，胚胎的形成完成。
After the formation of the embryo, implantation of embryo into the uterus lining will occur.
胚胎形成后，将发生胚胎向子宫内膜的植入。
After implantation, the development of embryo occurs.
植入后，胚胎发育发生。
By the end of the 2nd month, this is the week 8. All the essential external and internal structures are developed from an embryo. And the fetus is formed. This process is the formation of the fetus. And the fetus continue develops until week 40.
在第2个月末，这是第8周。所有必要的外部和内部结构从胚胎发育而来。胎儿形成了，这个过程就是胎儿的形成。胎儿继续发育直到第40周。
The final stage is the birth of baby. At the week 40, this is the end of 9 months pregnancy. The fetus is fully formed, and is ready to be born as a baby.
最后的阶段是婴儿的诞生。在第40周，这是怀孕9个月的结束。胎儿已经完全形成，可以作为婴儿出生了。
This is the flow of the development of a zygote to a fetus.
这是受精卵向胎儿发育的过程。
Now, we will see the importance and functions of the placenta and umbilical cord.
现在我们将看到胎盘和脐带的重要性和其功能。
During the development of embryo, the placenta, umbilical cord, and amnion are formed.
在胚胎发育过程中，胎盘、脐带和羊膜形成了。
A placenta is developed in the wall of the uterus as the embryo grows.
随着胚胎的生长，胎盘在子宫壁中发育。
The placenta is made up of the tissue from both embryo and the mother.
胎盘由胚胎和母亲的组织组成。
The fetus is connected to the placenta by the umbilical cord.
胎儿通过脐带连接到胎盘。
The function of the placenta is as follows.
胎盘的功能如下。
The first function, placenta attaches the embryo to the wall of the uterus.
第一是，它将胚胎附着在子宫壁上。
The second is, it prevents blood mixing between mother and fetus.
第二是，它可以防止母亲和胎儿之间的血液混合。
The third is, it allows the exchange of substances between the mother and the fetus.
第三是，它允许母体和胎儿之间进行物质交换。
The fourth is, it allows the nutrients, oxygen, and antibodies transfer from the mother to the fetus.
第四是，它允许营养、氧气和抗体从母亲转移到胎儿。
The fifth is, it allows the waste substance carbon dioxide and urea to be transferred embryo to mother for removal.
第五是，它允许废物二氧化碳和尿素从胚胎转移给母亲，以排除到外。
The umbilical cord is a tube that connects to fetus to the placenta, and it contains blood vessels of the embryo.
脐带是将胎儿连接至胎盘的管，并且包含胚胎的血管。
The function of the umbilical cord is to transport substances between fetus and mother.
脐带的功能是在胎儿和母亲之间运输物质。
Amnion is a thin and strong membrane that forms a sac and encloses the embryo in amniotic fluid inside the uterus.
羊膜是形成囊的薄而坚固的膜，并将胚胎包裹在子宫内的羊水中。
Amniotic fluid is the fluid that acts as a cushion to support and protect the fetus from mechanical shock or sudden knock.
羊水是充当支撑垫的一体，并保护胎儿免受机械冲击或突然敲打。
This is the full content of topic: the importance and functions of the placenta and umbilical cord.
这是主题胎盘和脐带的重要性和功能的全部内容。
And we have just completed the discussion of topic 4 fertilization and pregnancy.
以及我们刚刚完成了关于主题4受精与怀孕的讨论。